Diablo, come in under the bending smoke. I see you found my trophy wall. Would you like a set of those for your head? Real ivory tips. Time was, I fixed them with tree sap, like an actor before synthetic gums. Those clicking chips aren't castanets, but rather hoof shoes, fitted for me in a bronze foundry. When I first nailed them on, my peers stopped teasing me, stopped calling me by my pretty name, the feminine name beginning with L. It took their silence to light my anger. It's a wonder I didn't go bad. Go ahead, spread out that acanthus fan. Close your eyes, and I'll touch your temple. I'm giving you a vision. It won't hurt. You see those flats of Carrara marble? The overreaching torches? I wore my first toga that night to the Parthenon at sunset. Young, lonely. I tried to fit in and can laugh now. But how dire the chance to hide my legs in the new fashion. To once be unexceptional. If not for that holy drunk's proposition, I might have wandered Athens for months, sick with my difference. My skinny hair pegs, with huge thorns impersonating calves, read handsome to men accustomed to livestock. I wrapped my tail around their waists and took them in. To label a thank you promiscuous. My enthusiasm led them to report I was an entire race of half-horse men. Here's a superstition I like to share. One never has to dust in this realm, as nothing is dying. But my souvenirs clutter. Perhaps they are just bigger dust. Yes, those long hard prunes are what I call souls, the color range I've found in no earthly metal. It turns out the soul is a nagging bladder dying purges. This is the inside out, ambergris, a beautiful waste. Saving waste makes me controversial, but only a completist would find me in error for keeping what I did not initially want, each dedicated to my reputation, to powers the honest refuse to employ. For a brief ambitious period, I used to inflagrate a beat and call it stick blood, permit petitioners to sign a goat skin, to cross from their conscience the worst commitment, being my guest until time cracked. The moment of our theater might be that of their purest satisfaction. Some refused. Others gave themselves over like garnet dye gamblers, winking and rolling sevens all night. One laughed and asked me to consent on his behalf. He continued farming arid triticale, poor and ignored. He continued to sacrifice black hens in winter, never believing I was the real thing. And then this shy negotiator retired, fatigued with the inexhaustible demands that fulfillment of contracts exacted. Beyond that, there were the endless costumes, the tedious hours, always after midnight. One simply cannot accommodate legends. Legends are the story of what is not possible. Which stone looks to you like the wheat sowers? On the island you passed, it rained souls all day. Who knows why? I've always assumed stones could remember. Perhaps that's why I call them souls. And this trophy case is a pageant of pillars and postmen. Another observation, my dog is one-headed. Nothing flashy, a greyhound. Regina. She found me at the time of the Norman conquest. Skipped into a vortex after an oak stick. Small mammals find the journey traumatic. Plus, who could send her back amid the farm raisings where food was so scarce? I'm thankful for her consolation. Sometimes I sweat all night from fear I've enhanced the forward migration of locusts with commands issued backward on the strains of my snore. The surprises celebrity bestows upon one. I anticipated some discomfort and the recession of privacy, but not the mornings of stopped-watch panic where my hands, not constantly entertaining the masses with dread, still associate me with unpleasantness, like two prepared nooses. But hanging simply is what idle hands do. Will you take some jam home with you? I cooked it myself from watermelon. Here's a tip. Cut the fruit close to the skin, preserving the pectin. Don't forget to pour off the first liquid. Without the knowledge of what can go wrong, the recipe falls apart. This is where I wink and you laugh ruefully. And take those horns home too. Please, please return with the children. Always and all ages welcome. The betrayal of physics in the kitchen alone is a beautiful, grim education. Why, even now? Friction burns glass walls between us. I can't even touch you goodbye.